Everyone, it's Christian Fuchs here. I would like to say a big thank you to our fans and keep having our back for the upcoming Premier League season as well as the Europa League. Keep watching Leicester Fan TV. They have the latest news and they keep you up to date on leicesterfantv.com. So stay tuned and thanks for your support.
The season starts right now, right here. Let's not hear any moaning or grumbling. Let's start with 100% positivity. We used to be called 100% LCFC. We're still 100% LCFC at heart. You've seen the team news now. Castagne does start. Where he's going to play left back or right back. I want your views on that. NDIDI is a centre back. How do you feel about that? Obviously, he has played there in one of the pre-season friendlies and did used to play there from time to time for FC Ghent. So what do you think to that? Or does it show we are a little bit short at the back? Just a little bit, maybe. I want your views, your comments. Welcome to the pre-match Fan Zone show. Good afternoon then. Let's get your views in, your comments in. It's West Bromwich Albion against Leicester City. Maz is watching on Facebook. Hello to you, Maz. Don't forget, if you can put your comments on, I can put them on screen. Good afternoon to Jamie, Laura. Dara says, where's Benkovic? I believe he's injured, Dara, hence why not even in the subs bench. Andrew saying, come on, Leicester. That's what we want to hear, Andrew. A bit of positivity. Reese brings us down to ground. Don't like NDIDI in centre-back. Reese, me neither, to be fair. He's one of the best central defensive midfielders and we're playing him out of position. So confident of a win though, says Reese. That's great to hear. Michael is watching on Facebook. Mirko, watching out in Holland, goes with 3 points and a Vardy goal. Matty Bond, what do you think today? Where are you watching it from? Dara's watching. Jamie says, looks like Gray, but yet Damari Gray is not in the squad list. What is going on there? For me, I don't want to mention the words plan B, but Damari Gray is the closest thing we've potentially got to a blooming plan B, and he's not on the bench. Jason says 3 points today. We've got it. Barnes brace coming in 3-1, says Martin. Hassan is saying 3-0 to Leicester. Thank you for that. Aki is watching on YouTube. Don't forget, if you're watching on YouTube, please press subscribe to Leicester Fan TV and let us know your things. Cameron, who is also on YouTube, says, shame I like Gray. Davey says, come on, let's have it. Jason thinks Gray is on his way to Spurs. Surely that's a bad move, selling Damari Gray to one of our, well, rivals for that top sort of 6 spot. Absolutely. Matty says he's watching in Swindon. He's home at last, watching it on telly. Patrick says penalties galore with NDIDI at the back. He's not even plan Z, whatever, says Patrick. I think he's talking about Damari Gray. Hassan's asking what my prediction is. I will do that. I want to know your predictions, Hassan. This is all about the fans and your views on it. Please keep your comments coming in. I want to go through the team sheet, if I may, with, let's add in Jamie from the Fox's Arms. Let's add him in. There's Jamie. Good afternoon, Jamie.
Evening. How the devil are we? Are we good?
I'm very, very good. And let's add in Locks as well. It's been a busy day for you two.
Oh, look at that shirt, Phil. Look at that shirt. That is gorgeous.
All right, West Ham. How are you doing then? That's going to be your new nickname.
West Ham Locks.
Hammer Boy.
Jamie wanted to make sure I wore it just for you today, Phil. So
it's disgusting. Listen, look, can you see the red? Look, that's a better shirt. A bit of red or a bit of white.
I think we're playing in that today, though, aren't we? I think we're actually in that today.
What, this one?
Yeah. We're in the... Listen, who cares what colour we're in? As long as it's got that badge on, I don't care. We'll watch it. We'll enjoy it. On my screen, we look like we're sandwiching you anyway. We've got me and Jamie in the blue, you in the maroon, Hammer Boy in the middle. What do we think to that team then? Let's start with you, Locks.
Yeah, I mean, me and Jamie were discussing it this morning a little bit about who would play at the back. I thought that maybe it would be a 4 just because obviously we're limited at the back at the minute with centre-backs. NDIDI, I see what people are saying. Obviously, yeah, NDIDI is one of the best defensive midfielders in the league, probably one of the best in Europe. So it's obviously not great to have him out of position, but I think he does have the attributes to play there if he was needed. So, what we got there? The wet spam. He has the attributes to play at centre back, I suppose, out of other players out of position. But yeah, and the Damari Gray thing, obviously, yeah, he gets a lot of stick, but when he comes off the bench, he is so direct. He offers something different. So, it's a shame to not have that many options off the bench today.
Jamie, let's start with your prediction. Your team this morning was absolutely wrong. You were going for 5 at the back.
Yes, I know, but I thought just a bit more security at the back, because I thought Wilf would definitely play at the back. So I thought we might have Shunku and JJ either side of him, just to give him that bit more security and a bit of, like a comfort blanket around him. But I thought it was quite an attacking lineup. But I got a bit worried when I turned Sky Sports News on. It said Diabate was on the wing.
Yes, yeah.
Where's he come from?
Well, yeah,
I couldn't believe that.
Jamie, where do you think Castagne is going to play? Left back or right back?
Well, I think it's tossed the coin between either him and JJ, isn't it? Because both can play both sides. So, but I think JJ will play right back and Castagne will play left back. I think that's how it will go, because that's where JJ's been playing a lot of the time. You
think Castagne will play left back?
Yes.
For me, Locks, he has to play left back. We've sold a left back, Ben Chilwell. If Castagne is a replacement for him, which we all assume he must be, surely then he has to go at left back. Because if he starts this season at right back and James Justin goes to left back and that works out well, what the hell do you do with Ricardo Pereira? He's clearly going to come back into the side when he's fit. So for me, Castagne has to be the left back, allowing James Justin to, even if he has a great season, he knows the pecking order. But do you think that will happen in 23 minutes?
Well, it's funny, isn't it? Because obviously he is predominantly a right back. I've heard what he has played for his other club. We're still being linked with another left back. Apparently we're still going for a left back. So and 23 million we've paid for him. That's a lot of money for someone who is going to sit on the bench, potentially. So I'm not too sure. Maybe we're not going after a left back, and maybe the talk's a load of rubbish, and maybe he is going to be our left back this season, just ahead of Thomas and Fuchs. But I think he will play left back today. Justin will play right back, I believe. But it'll be interesting to see if we bring another left back in.
It would be strange if we were to go out and buy a left back, having bought Castagne right back. And I'm going to say, you said we've just spent 23 million. That's too much to put somebody on the bench. And then, Jamie, I'm thinking about Slimani and Silva and Diabate and Gazelle, and I'm going to say Benkovic, and maybe £23 million isn't that much that we spend and don't play these players.
I mean, if you get it right, Silva. I don't like Silva anyway. You know my view. I don't like him anyway, no matter what. But I would have put Slim on that bench today. 10, 15 minutes at the end, if we're losing 1-0, get him on, punt the ball up. I like a big man, small man up top. I don't know. I just don't know why we can't play with a big man, with an extra striker on the bench to have a plan B. Because if it's going pear-shaped, the meltdown at the end of the game, oh, well, Jesus. I'm
with you, Jamie. Go on.
I was going to say Gray.
I'd
have loved to have him on the bench.
Where is Gray?
Because we've got 2 left-backs on the bench. Why do we need 2 left-backs on the bench? I would have had
Fuchs
Thomas
and Luke Thomas.
Why do we need 2 left-backs? Because Fuchs can cover centre-half and left-back if needed, if there's any injuries. So why do we need to have 2 left-backs on? So I would have had Gray on the bench as 15, 20 minutes at the end, which is his game. Impact sub, which is what we need.
A lot of fans are putting on, they think Gray's gone, they think he's going to Spurs. This is the nail in the coffin.
Look, Gray always gets stick from us when because he doesn't take, he comes off the bench, he performs well, and then he'll start a game next week and he'll be absolute rubbish. And obviously he's had a lot of chances by Leicester, but I think it is absolutely criminal if we have sold him with the lack of depth we have at the minute, with no signings coming in. I think it would be absolutely criminal for us. Like when we were linked with Nacho, when Nacho's been linked recently for a move away, me and Jamie discussed earlier, that would be ridiculous to get rid of him with the lack of squad depth. So I would be disappointed if he goes and we end up bringing another winger in next week. I won't be too fussed. If we bring in a winger who's going to, make an impact. But if he's gone without any other ins for Leicester, I think it's a bad decision.
But that's just getting like for like, though, isn't it? If you sell Gray and bring in another winger, we need to get rid of players. If they're not going to perform, we need to get rid of Slim, Silva, Diabate, Gazelle. How much are they earning? 200 grand a week? Something like that? Maybe more?
Yeah.
We can get rid of them for that. And he said that he's not going to be in their plans. Get rid of them. Clear the decks with them. You've got money. Even if you have to get rid of them on free transfer, I know you've lost money on them, but you're clearing up wages to get people in. I'm not so sure about Gray going, but
I don't want to be the one who bangs on about Slimani but it feels like it's been the topic for the last 10 days. Can either of you two answer me? Has Slimani been at the club and trained and worked with Brendan Rodgers? Because Brendan Rodgers came in was it February 2019? Has Slimani, or has he always been out on loan? I can't remember, Jamie.
No, he was at pre-season. He was at last year. We had the pre-season games on at the bar, and I think we played Peterborough last year in one of the pre-season games. We won 4-1, 4-0, and he actually scored in one of the pre-season games, and then he got booted out to Monaco. So it was the same time as Andy Gray was playing the same game, and that was probably his last game. Andy King, sorry. That was probably his last game at the same time. I'm sure it was Peterborough, but it was definitely one of the pre-season friendlies last year he scored in. And he just got booted out to Monaco. But I don't know why we don't use him.
He's not there, so we might as well forget talking about Slimani. He is not going to be part. He's certainly not part today. He's not going to be part of this club going forward, is he? So let's just.
Yeah, I was just going to say, lastly, just to finish on Slimani, I was hopeful that I was hoping that he would have some type, some kind of part of us this season as a plan B. We've said it time and time again, but every press conference where Slimani's brought up, it's always the same thing. It's unlikely he'll play for us again. His future's elsewhere. So it looks like he was just back at the training ground, maybe just to, you don't know, to wrap things up, to collect anything he's let. I don't know, but I would like to see him, but it doesn't look like it's going to happen.
Jamie, here's a question for you from the councillor.
Good evening, sir.
That pops up.
It is. It is. It's brilliant.
The councillor says, and he's got a point here, and I always think this: if you're fit enough to be on the bench, you're fit enough to play. Because if you're not fit enough to be on the bench, don't be on the bench. Why could he have not played Fuchs at centre backs and let NDIDI play exactly where we all know his best position? He's one of the best CDMs in the league, if not Europe.
Like he says, like the councillor says, if you're fit enough, if you be on the bench, you're fit enough to play. You could come on after. We've seen it all before. You could come on after 2 or 3 minutes. There's no guarantee that Soyuncu or Wilf won't get injured, or Mendy will get injured, or somebody will have to move it around. There's no guarantee. But if you're fit enough to play, same as Maddison. But I don't know. I think it depends on the injury they've got, whether they can. But like you say, you ought to be fit enough. If you're fit enough to be on the bench, you're fit enough to play.
Yeah. I guess it's match sharpness, maybe. Locks, maybe match sharpness.
Could be that. Yeah, it could well be that. He hasn't played. I mean, did he play in pre-season? Did he play one game? No. So there we go.
Yeah, no, it was meant to be out for ages, wasn't he? But then he's got fit. He's managed to get himself fit a bit like Maddison, because Maddison, Fuchs and Morgan all trained this week. So it might have been just a bit too early for them to start the games.
Yeah. And Lee's talking here about Josh Knight. I don't believe Josh Knight is even in the squad names that's been released, has it? He's
no sense back on the bench.
No, he wasn't even in the numbers, was he?
He's not in the numbers, so that he looks like he isn't going to be part of anything this season.
But he's 23 though. He's 23. He's too. He ought to be looking. He ought to be looking to play regular football, and he's been at the club for I think 7-8 years now. He must be getting a bit disheartened.
We let names of Elliot Moore, isn't it? Who went to Oxford? We sold him about this time last year. Been at the club since he was 9. I know Sean Coulpin, who often meets up with us outside the ground. Really rates him and goes and watches him still down at Oxford because he knows him. But some of these young lads do need to be given a chance, and maybe this is the season. Kieran Dewsbury Hall, I thought looked really good.
Yes,
I'm surprised he's not even in the squad. He's not in the squad.
And again, I don't think George Hurst is on the bench, is he?
No.
So
you've got it's the old guard, but he might be doing it for experience for this first game because we've got a few out and a few out injured. That might be it. I don't think it's the time to blood people for their first for the first game, the first few games, first day of the season. Because I found out something this morning. I didn't put on the show. We haven't won an away opening top flight game for 87 years.
Is that real?
An away, that's a top flight game. So it's the very top flight away game. The first
in
one.
87 years?
Yeah.
Wow.
Jamie, is that in the Fossils and Foxes, or has somebody told you that?
Somebody's told me it. But
wow.
That's a top flight victory away on the first day of the season.
Well, maybe today then.
Maybe today's the day.
We'd hope so, yeah.
I can't. That is an amazing stat.
I told you, I come out with stats as well. I love the old stats.
I know you do, Stato.
I hope it's true.
Benkovic has still got a hip injury, hasn't he? He's not fully fit. So
no.
But apparently,
I don't know.
Yeah, well, from what Brendan said in his last press conference, it sounds like they're even thinking about sending Benkovic out on loan. When 5 minutes earlier he was explaining how lack of squad depth we have. So yeah, I don't understand some of the decisions going on at the minute, but
listen. This is what. Listen, I'm trying to get pumped up for the match and not be. I feel like I'm going like, oh.
Yeah, it's going that way, isn't it?
How can we have a lack of squad depth when we've got Slimani, Silva, Dibati, and Gazelle?
Yeah.
4 players who, however good or not they are, we own them. They're our players. How can you then say we're short on squad depth when we already own? I can't remember what we paid for Silva.
22 million.
22, yeah.
And Slimani was 30. And Dibati and Gazelle, I think, was about a combined 15 or 16 million. Something
like that, wasn't it? Yeah.
You know, you're talking nearly 80 million quid's worth of.
And then you've got the bloke that we were after from Saint Etienne that we were after. Threw all the toys out the pram last night, and Saint Etienne still playing, even though he wants away. So we've got 4 players that probably want away. What are we playing? What are we using?
Yeah.
Somebody on Facebook says, quite right, don't look backwards, let's look forward. So I agree, we've got to look forward to today. What things I'm looking forward to today is it feels like we are turning into the Belgium Premier League side. We've got obviously Tielemans, Castagne, and Dennis Pratt locks. If that little triangle combination will be interesting to see it work today, won't it?
Tielemans played 2 games for Belgium, obviously last week, and he played outstanding. He played very well. A lot of Leicester fans are excited to see, after seeing those games, see what he can do this season. Hopefully, back to the form of his first season with us on loan, where he was just different class. So, fingers crossed. And Dennis Pratt, I believe all 3 of us here are fans of Dennis Pratt from what he's shown when he has come into the team. Last season, a couple of times where we would have liked to see him, either start or a bit longer, and he's been dragged off. So, I'm looking forward to him, and obviously Castagne as well. It'd be interesting to see what he's like this season. 23 million pounds is a lot, so I'm sure they must see it. They must see it in him. So fingers crossed he can prove it.
Jamie, is Jamie Vardy going to have another Golden Boot season?
I hope so, but you just can't see where the goal. Unfortunately, the pre-season, you can't see where the goals are coming from. You can't.
Jamie, we're getting excited. We're getting excited.
I know, but
come on.
But hold on. But like I said this morning on my show, and Locks will agree to this. I hope you were on that part. I said we had a terrible pre-season before we won the league. I'm not saying we're going to win the league, but we had a terrible pre-season and we didn't bring in a lot. And we went and won the league with a load of misfits. So how it couldn't happen again? Why couldn't it happen again? Not saying it won't happen, not saying it will happen. Why couldn't it? There was negativity when Pearson left and Ranieri came in. So why couldn't it happen again? I'll stick by him no matter what. I'll stick by him. I might get the ump and have a moan and have a rant at some fans, but I'll stick by him no matter what.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's getting us towards a bit more of a positive there, Jamie, isn't it?
I'm a glass half full, not half empty.
Bottle of water. Now, nobody mentioned Tom. Where's Tom?
Oh, yes,
we
Tom.
not mention that? We'll just say
no, he's a bit hungover, isn't he?
A couple too many Zambucas, so he tells us. But if you're watching, Tom, hope his missus probably.
Hope you well, Tom.
He is in the. Forget his shed where he does his live Fox's Tail from. He's in the doghouse this morning. let's get a few last comments coming in here. Abdullah, who's watching on Twitter Periscope, says, Kieran Dewsbury Hall, surprised not to see him. Must be going on loan, Locks.
I hope not. But, we're not there. It's above our pay grade, isn't it? I suppose, they're the ones who get paid to make these decisions. I don't know. It's another player which I would like to see stay. I'd like to...
that way.
I'd like to see Benkovic stay because of obviously the lack of centre backs, and I'd like to see Dewsbury Hall stay because of what he's shown. So over to you, Phil. Over to you, Phil.
Listen, let's round this up because it's nearly time to go and watch the match. Let's a bit of score predictions, Jamie. Remind us what your score prediction is for today.
There's a reason. There's a reason I'm saying it. There's a reason I'm saying it. I'm going for 2-2, right? Because if you draw your away games, win your home games, that's 4 points every 2 games. That's championship winning form. So I'm going for an away point with Vardy to score the first.
I'd probably take a draw, Jamie, if to be honest, at the moment. It's not the worst result. But I want a win, but Locks more... I know. I heard yours. Yours was bonkers. I'm just remembering it. But
no, we'll see.
Positive.
We got 9 minutes. We've got 9 minutes.
What was it, Locks?
It's
what was it again?
West Brom 0, Leicester City 4, and Jamie Vardy to score first.
That's right up there, isn't it?
I tell you what, Locks.
Someone else has put it in the comments. Look, 4-0 Vardy. There we go. So we'll have to see.
Keep getting your score predictions in. I'll go through those at the end, and we'll get loads of them on the screen. The councillor.
That's yours, Locks. You just put that in.
No,
it's with you.
You've just put your own comment in.
Hands up.
Oh, the councillor.
Yeah. Wait, is that a new thing? Whenever the councillor comes on, we have to salute.
It sounds important, doesn't it?
It sounds scary.
It does. It's probably. Hope he's not from Leicester Council. Good grief.
It's like you watch some The Line of Duty or some TV program. The councillor is back.
He's probably a COVID marshal. He'll be telling us off soon.
We're too close.
Three of you on screen. You can't have more than 6 on screen at any one point.
Social distancing.
Yeah. Let's just hope.
Phil, what did you say? Score. What score did you say, Phil?
I really haven't predicted one. I'm trying to be super positive. So, but I'd take a draw probably, but I want a win. I don't care how it comes. I'm going to go for a 1-0 Leicester win. I think without fans in the games post the relaunch, those last games, I personally think football just lacks that massive ingredient, the magic ingredient, which is us fans. I've said it for years, but I think without the fans in there, it's pretty dull. I know the Leeds-Liverpool game was very exciting last night. I watched some of I think it was Southampton Palace game yesterday. It's quite hard watching some of these games. So I hope today, without the fans there, I mean, Jamie Vardy loves West Brom because I think he loves winding up the away fans there. He always goes for it. So I hope he can still pull something. And I'm going to go for Jamie Vardy 1-0, and that would be what I think. I'd be chuffed to bits with that.
Yeah, I would. Oh, he's on the gin already.
He's on the gin. Tom's on the Zambucas, or
I'm on the water.
And Jamie's on the water. Right, guys, thanks for joining us. I'm going to go through the final score predictions. I'll see you at full time if you can make it.
See you then.
Let's see you guys. Thanks, Jamie. Thanks, Locks. Don't forget, if you want to come on at full time, we want your views. I'm going to put the link out there for the full time show about 5 minutes before full time. So you can start clicking on it and let me know what your views are. We want you to come on the video. We want you to come on, chat with me, chat with Jamie, chat with Locks, chat with whoever else comes on. We'll give you a couple of minutes just to say your piece. We want yours. Now let's get through some of these score predictions, please. Indeed, Reece says 3-1 Leicester with Vardy to score 1. Kev Robinson saying 2-2 today, the same as Jamie. Matty Bond saying 2-0 City. The councillor is saying 2-0. Jason Clare is saying 1-2 to Leicester with a Vardy brace. Ayot Miduk says a Roscoe Fox. Supporting the lads from Thailand. Thanks, Roscoe. Thanks for tuning in to us today. Phil says, come on, City, 3 points, please. Anthony Taylor is the ref. Thanks, says Casey. Don't know if you are down in Australia, but that's what it looks like. Rogers says, we will bring in more quality, says Reece. He's obviously watching it on Sky as well. 2-1 to the Foxes, says Ajumin. Tielemans to score first. Thank you for your prediction. 2-1 to City, again with Tielemans. 4-1 to City. says Simon. Thank you for that. Jamie says 1-0 to Leicester. Listen, it's about kick-off time. I'm off to watch it. I'll see you here at half-time and, of course, at full-time. Thanks for watching Leicester Fan TV, and thanks as ever to the people who helped bring you this.
Welcome to Leicester Fan TV. With special thanks to our pals at ADT Taxis, Feed Me, Piglet's Pantry, Tiger, Leicester Garage Conversions, Pink Vehicle Leasing, Hologram, The Fox's Arms, Moyer Wade Interiors, and our chosen charity, Memphis UK. We bring you the fans' views on the match each week, and your views matter to us. Join the fans debate each match with us. Follow us at Leicester Fan TV.